Why and how to use quotations, specifically in an essay. One of my students from a long time ago, who was, by his own admission, not very smart, and he wasn't really good at English, was really good at using quotations, and he said he liked quotations because they made his essay longer. That's something to think about. But the main reason we use quotations is to show that we're credible, that we've done our research, we know what we're talking about, so that people will believe what we're saying. Quotations from the works you're writing about give your work credibility. It's like when your kid brother or sister or friend says, "Oh yeah, how do you know?" And you have to prove that you know. You might actually say, "Well, Mom said we had to be in by 6 o'clock," or "You weren't supposed to use my skateboard," whatever it is Mom said. Using a quotation shows the reader where you got your idea, and it helps them understand your point. It's not difficult to use quotations. Many students don't use them to support and illustrate their ideas because they think it's difficult or time-consuming to do this. Today it's easier than ever with many sources online. Quoting, the act of using someone else's words, is nothing more than copying and pasting. Just be sure to cite, meaning acknowledge, the source you used. You can find instructions for this on a lecture called MLA Format Simplified, or by Googling "How do I cite sources using MLA format?" Here's how to use a quotation. Let's say I'm writing about Hemingway's novel, The Old Man and the Sea. I want to show how Santiago, who's the protagonist, is stoical and practical and doesn't dwell on what he doesn't have, but makes the best of what he has. I would do this. This would be my essay. Santiago wishes he had better weapons to protect his fish, but soon decides, quotation marks, now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. That is a quotation from The Old Man and the Sea. The author's name is Hemingway, and this is on page 110. Santiago is right. Despairing over what we don't have doesn't help us solve our problems of today. You'll notice that I put a little nest around the quotation and made a bridge so that my reader can understand what the quotation is supposed to show them. Then I need to cite the source on my Works Cited page. This is how I would do it. Quotations longer than 4 lines are formatted this way. I love zombie movies because they are stupid and unbelievable, but still a little scary. The plots are simple. The plot of Dawn of the Dead, for example, is described on IMDb in a few lines. This quotation is longer than 4 lines, so I have indented it. Following an ever-growing epidemic of zombies that have risen from the dead, 2 Philadelphia SWAT team members, a traffic reporter, and his television executive girlfriend seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall. My source is Dawn of the Dead, and here's what it looks like on my Works Cited page. The name of the article on IMDb is Dawn of the Dead. I'm not citing the film, I'm citing this article, and here's a correctly formatted citation. I use easybib.com to do my citations, but I do that because I know what I'm doing. It's very difficult for someone who doesn't know what they're doing to get the best advantage out of that website. That's it. Now, use quotations to give yourself credibility and to give your work clarity.